Hi, I'm Daniel Rechnitzer and welcome to the Intuition Wisdom channel. Every day we're helping liberate people from the rat race, helping them to become self-mastered and to live their life purpose, to really make a difference to themselves and the planet. Now, if you're ready to change your life and step into your power and access that limitless intuition, then you've come to the right place. So today I want to share with you some golden highlights from my feature videos. And once you've checked this one out, remember to look at the description for more videos just like this one. All right, let's dive in. Hello everyone, welcome to Answers from Within. This is of course Daniel, and we have our very lovely, very familiar guest on today, Jennifer. Hello.
Hi Daniel.
You are back for more, which is awesome.
Right. Well, things have happened galore, and I can see why when I talked to you the last time. Just things were shifting, and you're like, well, each session's going to be a little different, and holy moly, has it been.
Tell me.
Okay, so I'm going to give you my tidbit. You just go with it however you feel you need to after that. And I wrote down something that I have to read out to you so that then you can help me go with the thing. It says, flow means being at peace with the situation as it is. Only then can life support you to transition into a new, more evolved position.
I love it.
And that was beyond magical for me. But did it resonate? No. Do I know why? No. So what I'm asking you is shift me into a more magical state than what I'm currently at, Daniel.
I tell you why that didn't resonate with you. Because you want to be in control. You believe that if you don't control a situation, you don't get the outcome you want. There's this... The way it's being shown to me is if you go back into the 80s and 90s personal development era, it was very much about take control of your life. Decide on what your destiny is going to be and make it happen. Be a force to be reckoned with. And if you don't take control, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And if you're not the one to make the difference, then you'll live a mediocre life. It's like you were indoctrinated into a lot of that kind of thinking at one point. Can you remember that?
Yes, as a child.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay, cool. And, exactly. And what do you want to be when you grow up? And, well, if you don't work hard, if you don't study, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you won't get what you want. And so inside of you is this tug of war between surrender and control. I will not get what I want unless I'm controlling the situation. And ironically, that beautiful passage that you read came through you in a space of not control, but in this absence of control, didn't it?
Yes, I felt so at peace. Yes.
Right. So, case in point, beautifully demonstrated, you were able to just, in surrendering to the message that wanted to come through you, something profound and beautiful was created. Had you have sat down and you went, I am going to write something profound and amazing, it wouldn't have sounded anything like that, let me tell you. It wouldn't have come close to that. So in this moment, you are shown in no uncertain terms what allowing creates. You know what controlling creates. It creates tension, anxiety, impatience. and ultimately not quite the level of things that you are intending for yourself. So that's something you to integrate is, oh, I am capable of surrendering in being without control. I am capable of it. And not only that, it's a beautiful thing, and it creates beautiful things. So the next place we want to go to with that is, let's really look at this truth around surrender and control. Now that you've had a real life example, let us go deep there, because it's important for all of us. And it's a tough one. I mean, it's exactly what the mind wants us to think. We create better outcomes when we control outcomes. And we're shown so-called successful people who have controlled outcomes, and they have gotten to a certain point, and that certain point is dressed up to look like it's something we all should aspire to. But what you're never shown, and Steve Jobs is actually a very good case, a very good example that's coming up, is what you're never shown is what's rotting in their body because of the control. What damage they have done to their spouses, to their children, the years they've taken off their life from the level of stress and intensity of control. And you're not shown that despite all these great successes, how miserable and unhappy they still are, and how fragile that sense of self, of accomplishment, how fragile it actually still is. You're never shown those things. You're shown they're worth this much money, or they built this kind of company, or they're the president, or whatever it is, but no one takes you behind the scenes, and the only way you can do that is through looking at through the eyes of truth, through intuition. So we've been bombarded with that kind of conditioning to believe in that. But if we go beyond that, beyond the facade, and we go into what's real, what's truthful, what we will see is something very, very different. And the truth is that the control is coming from the most useless part of ourselves. And that isn't even a correct way to word it. Control is coming from a part that isn't even ourself. The control is initiated by the mind self, the part of you that knows nothing, that is chaotic, that is in fear, that is all based in the past. So here we are thinking, I'm going to be powerful, I'm going to control the situation, without realizing we're trying to control something by the weakest possible link. The mind self is the least capable, the least powerful aspect to what's going on here. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So here you are thinking, I'm going to be powerful, and I'm going to... It's like you see this huge... imagine you're in the Olympic Games, there's this big barbell with weights, the weightlifting. You're in the weightlifting competition, and you see this huge weight, and you go, I'm going to be really powerful right now. I'm going to use my little pinky, and I'm going to lift up this barbell. That's what control is. I'm going to use the least effective aspect of this whole experience here to move me through life, to create shifts. And then we wonder why we don't get anywhere. We wonder why we just keep experiencing more of the same. That's the first realization. The next realization is that what the mind perceives as control is really just stubbornness. It's just, I'm going to force my will to get an outcome that I think I want, that I think will be good for me, which is really going to be bad for me. And we're going to get that outcome in a way that is also bad for me. But I've been told I want this outcome, and I've been told this is the best way to do it, so this is how I'm going to do it. So control is not only the weakest part of ourselves, exerting effort, but it's also the dumbest. It's also the least strategic, the least sensible, the least well thought through, and the least efficient. That's what control is. It's a stubbornness to just defiantly do something the dumbest possible way.
I know so much, Daniel. I've been so far. I can soar so high. How did I get to this point right here?
You say it like you're at the bottom of a barrel.
Well, it sounds like it.
Why? Why? Because you've got this one little bit to overcome in your life, one part left to deal with, control, like one of the biggest issues on your enlightenment journey. You've got one little thing to deal with, and you're at the bottom of the barrel? That's exactly what your ego wants you to think. Why am I still here? Woe is me. You know what? It's so funny as you go on this journey and you're healing all these things out of you and you're growing beyond all this past stuff. It's like it's like you're going up a pyramid, right? And at the bottom of the pyramid, you've got so much to heal. And as you go up the pyramid, you've got less and less, right? But the ego turns the pyramid around and goes, it's still so much. It flips it on you, and it has you feel that even though you've got less and less and less and less, it has you feel that it's bigger, it's worse, and you're even worse off than when you first started. And that's, I've been through that so many times. Oh my God, writing the Mind Lies book was that whole journey. Like, it's so naughty, I tell you. And so where you're at now is something to be proud of, not to be disappointed in. The fact that you are now dealing with surrendering to control means you're at the top of the pyramid of your how many things you've needed to move through. You don't deal with surrendering to control in the earlier phases. You're dealing with much more mundane things. When I say mundane, it's like more trivial. When you get to, all right, it's time to just exist without the need for control, that is actually like you're doing your master's at university. You're not in year one. You're not in prep, primary school, or grade one. You're at your master's level. You've gone in black belt. This is black belt. How many metaphors, analogies can I give you here?
I got it, and I say freedom. Yay.
Yay. So you're at the top of your pyramid. I say pyramid. It's not in reference to anyone else or above anyone. This is your stuff. You've gone through all the layers of earlier growing up and higher until you're at this level of consciousness. There's only 2 or 3 things more left to deal with. And control is a biggie. So you can go, oh my God, I'm still here. Or you can go, wow, I'm out dealing with control. This is big. This might take a week. That's okay. It might take a month. It might take 3 months. It's okay. It's a big deal. But you and I are chatting, and we're going to move through it quickly.
Yay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you give us the thumbs up if you loved it. Now, also remember to subscribe so we feel supported and we feel encouraged to keep making more videos like this. Now, my best recommendation is for you to check out the links below to find the perfect video for you. Choose whatever resonates. I'm sure you'll love it.